One, two, one, two. I'm in effect. Here we go. Let me check out how the audio is real quick. 2 seconds, y'all. One, two, one, two, one, two. Yeah, okay. The audio is in effect. Hope everybody is doing well today. Wow, it's really been like an amazing. I don't even know if you could call it amazing because it's actually pretty out there. There's tariffs. There's tariffs everywhere. Trump is going half at it. I think he's going to chop his own head off soon. But I mean, Elon Musk is being. I really don't understand what's up with. Hold on, let me see something. Do I have my camera here? Two 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get my camera together. 2 seconds, y'all. Is that here? Is it working? One, two, one, two. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now, I don't really know. Is it settling down? Yeah. I don't really know what is going on. Like they always say, Republicans really know how to do themselves more harm than anyone else. I mean, it is ridiculous. It's the always overreaching. Um, I think it just comes down to having a nasty attitude about things. When you don't have anything to offer and you just hate other people, things bother you, that's a toxic party, a toxic individual. Toxic groups of people, they never get anything done. They know how to hurt people and run. They know how to fight a little bit, beat up somebody independently on the street. They know how to, you know, just make things bad, but not necessarily good for the multitude. And they also don't even know how to make things good for themselves. I mean, it's always like that with the Republican Party. Donald Trump is nothing new. Of course, it's very extreme with this MAGA stuff, but it's always been that way, man. Republicans extend, they overreach, they create a ruckus, they create a muck. Um, and people end up having to deal with it. Now, number one, let me turn the chat on. American people, oh my God. I mean, the American people have the most to fear on Trump. Everybody else is making adjustments, everybody else is making changes. Everyone else is not trapped in the US. Americans are trapped in the US and they have to go along with the program or they have to fight. One or the other. They Nobody has it both ways, and of course, you got to choose your moments, what you could fight about, depending on who you are. Because we do know Donald Trump will be looking to take advantage of some minorities, because they hate minorities, they hate women. I mean, but y'all, come on, how you gonna escape this dynamic by standing down? I don't think it works because I know that there's some people that feel like they can step aside on this one, but he's only going to come for you later. And why would you wait for Trump to take out your ally that you could be fighting together with, standing together with, so that later when he comes to get you, you have no allies to stand together with? That's not a wise move. And Trump is coming. Trump is coming. Trump is coming for you. He's already started it. He's working on your pension. He's working on your jobs. He's right. Um, he's working on the economy. I mean, he's working on inflation, getting some good old inflation back up. Like, get it up. You complained about Biden. A lot of people complained about Biden inheriting inflation. Well, what are you going to do about Trump's version of it? I mean, do you like Trump better? Um, I don't think there's any case that could be made about the masses of Americans liking Trump better. Now, this is going to show you how absurd it is. It's gotten to the point where this is not Republican. Even if plenty of people may have disagreed with Republican party politics in the past, at least they believed in freedom of speech. At least they believed in letting people vote. Although they started voter suppression, that's always been something in the Republican Party, trying to find ways to gerrymander and repress people's votes, get people off the voting logs and things like this. But now it's at an extreme, and that extreme is basically called fascism, when they want to control state media, build state media, stop people from having speech, free and open conversations. Um, and this is what's getting interesting. A lot of certain minority groups voted for Trump. I mean, in numbers, 50%, maybe 40%, maybe, right? African Americans, they're the ones who supported Kamala Harris the most by percentages, right? But even there were some small percentages of black men, maybe 10, 15%, the men. We talked about that a lot, about how the importance of demonstrating, but not having Putin's hand up your ass, controlling your demonstration, being wise about that, understanding the difference, right? And also, a lot of these people did not support Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris was for the two-state solution, but Biden was for the two-state solution. But since peace had not been brought, and since they didn't restrain Israel, which a lot of people seem to not be able to do. Trump doesn't do it. Putin doesn't do it. Saudi Arabia doesn't do it. I mean, who's going to do it? So that translated into some of them supporting Trump. And a lot of these people didn't understand that it could get worse for them. Well, it has gotten worse because now Trump wants to kick them out of the country just for freedom of speech. You see? So, in my view, freedom of speech is a powerful tool. In my view, democracy is a powerful tool. Voting is a powerful tool. It's a voice. It's part of that speech, right? Having a say in government, at least being heard, even if you don't get your way. Um, but now Trump, like authoritarian leaders all over, they don't want freedom of speech. They want to punish you for even speaking. So you see, there is something worse. There is, even if you don't always get your way, there is something worse. And in this case, it's authoritarianism. Kamala Harris was open for conversation. Biden was open for conversation. But they also wanted you to focus on the impending danger that was coming to everyone, even Palestinians. And for some reason, a lot of activists couldn't get that. But these are young activists, and so we got to accept that. We hope you're getting it now, because you will need to be a part of the solution if you want freedom of speech. And that goes for a lot of people. Hispanics voted a lot for Trump. Well, what's going on now? With that. Women, oh my God, women. I mean, some of these women are still standing behind Trump. I mean, but of course, we know what type that tends to be. These are the ones that do have this fascist edge, suicidal fascist edge. But in any case, this is the news.
Night when Sean Hannity brought on Lara Trump, who says people need to be kissing the feet of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They need to kiss the feet. Here, play this clip.
We cannot survive as a country. So people ought to be kissing the feet of Elon Musk and Donald Trump for being the two people to actually do this.
Kiss the feet. What the hell are we even talking about here? They've gone to the feet kissing stage of recession, Great Recession, and depression. Kiss their feet for what they're giving you. The hell is going on here? Here, Lara Trump says, look, everybody needs to support Elon.
Oh
please.
God.
He's got more money than he knows what to do with, but give him your support, please. Here, watch this.
People start to realize what they're attempting to do to Elon. I hope to see that happen as well. I hope everyone goes out and supports him. And look, this guy's got more money than he's ever going to know.
But look, why is she defending? Why is she defending? What does his money and his private business have to do with her? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is an all-time low. And I got to tell you, If you're still out there buying Elon Musk stuff, you're very, very dumb, or you are a fascist. Like flat out. You're buying someone that believes in Nazi Germany. That's what you're doing. You're supporting someone that believes in crushing women, crushing minorities for their ethnicity. But I mean, again, back to freedom of speech. You don't have to be a specific religion, but you shouldn't force someone to be. You can't force people to be what you want them to be, but you can give space so they can be as long as they respect you. That's freedom of speech. That's democracy, right? And actually, if anything, the US really needs to take a look and ask themselves, is fascism freedom of speech? Is it okay to just have these fascist parties? Why is that not um why is that not abolished? Why? It's causing trouble. These types have put Western democracies in the worst situation that they could have ever been in. It's them who sold out Western democracy. The fascists did it. They didn't like it working. No, 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 no. They're not for everybody put up a little something. Everybody stand next to each other and do a good day's work and get paid a fair wage. They're not up for that. They're not up for free and fair competition in the work market, in the workforce. No, they don't like that. That's why, I mean, the country's been that way in the US for a while. Every time people are ready to just say, hey man, let's put the past behind us and all of us stand together and do an honest day's work, somebody says, no, 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 no. I don't want to compete with you with an honest day's work. I don't want to have to stand next to you and do the same job for the same pay or get paid for the same amount of productivity. If I they don't, I mean, what's wrong with that? People are paying taxes. When one person succeeds, the other succeeds. If we're being fair about it. But no, it's got to be the opposite. Now they're out here talking about, please buy Elon Musk cars, y'all.
To do with, but it's the gesture, to your point. We should say thank you to Elon Musk for taking his time, for taking the abuse. He doesn't need any of it. And that's the part that I think is so amazing.
That is really weird. We should say thank you, Elon Musk, for taking the abuse. But on the other hand, Zelensky should say thank you for being abused by Trump. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, it makes no sense. Look, Elon Musk is not an elected official. Why is this lady caring about what happens to his business?
My friend Brian Tyler Cohen says, we should say thank you to the guy who's cutting cancer research funding and the agency that protects consumers from predatory banks and finds ways to give himself and billionaires and other billionaires more money. That's who we should be kissing their feet and saying thank you to. So then Sean Hannity almost quite literally then kisses Elon Musk's feet on air. And Sean Hannity says, look, I know Elon's struggling right now. His stock is absolutely tanking. I need to help him. I need to support him. I'm going to go buy a Tesla because Elon needs our support now more than ever. This great guy. Here, play this clip.
And by the way, you know what? I hate what they're doing to this guy. I'm going to go out. A friend of mine has a Tesla. I've driven it. I loved it. It's a great car. And I just frankly want to support.
He knows he don't want to crash in one of them cars or blow up in one of those cars. This is garbage. He wants you to pay for this bullshit. And listen, here's the thing about it. When we think about what patriotism is, when we think about who has the right to define what American is, who has the right to be upset about somebody else, Sean Hannity, he's a second generation American. His family he's born in the US himself. Now, I don't even think second generation. I think maybe first generation. This guy's family don't go nowhere near back to any type of civil war, war for independence, nothing. Zero, almost zero. Almost zero. I'm not saying that people don't come to the US all the time and contribute, or go to other countries and contribute and don't um uphold the values, the standards, and I don't mean necessarily a strict level of values, but the basics, right? Sean Hannity, he seems to hate a lot of people that were already in the United States of America, whose families have already shed blood and struggled through thick and thin together. He seems to hate all of that American history. Yet we're sitting here on Fox News listening to him cap for Elon Musk. When does a journalist, a person who cares about their country, give a damn about a person's private business? What does that have to do with us? If people don't want to buy his shit, why is that Sean Hannity's business? I don't get it.
Support someone who's given up an awful lot to help our president, help our country, save us a ton of money.
What is he giving up? What is he giving up? What is Elon Musk giving up? Has he given you some money? Has he come to your neighborhood and built a park, a school, a playground? Has he come and fixed the lead pipes? Did he go to Michigan and say, you know what, I'm the richest man in the world? Hey man, the bill is on me. We need clean water. Has he done that? Well, Elon Musk came to the United States for government welfare. That's what he's known for doing, hopping around from country to country, trying to get governments to give him money for his product. He doesn't want to do it alone. He doesn't want to do it alone. So he used the idea of green energy to try to siphon off public funds. Sure, we need green energy, but we need green energy to be fair. We don't need it. We need it for clean air. We need it for the environment, for animal and plant life to survive on Earth. That's why we need clean energy. So many of us don't end up in the hospital because of polluted air, polluted water. We need it. The people need it. We don't need it just to make Elon Musk rich. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. He wants to be the man between the people and God. That's literally what he's doing. He is interceded between in the democracy, between the people and the governance. And he's not even an elected official. He's a private man simply trying to make more money. And of course, people don't like that because his loyalty is only to himself. It's not even to the Constitution, period. He's not an elected official. He has circumvented the U.S. government. He is responsible for corruption. Congress is doing nothing for the American people, nothing at all. And Elon Musk is a part of that regime doing it, happy to do it, happy to corrupt votes, happy to buy votes, happy to subvert the democracy, and this dude is up there acting like American people owe him. This is an all-time high travesty.
And get us on the right track.
What are we even watching here? How is this even real life and on television? This is the strangest stuff imaginable here. And then Sean Hannity keeps on talking about this during the show. He brings on Newt Gingrich, and he says to Newt Gingrich as part of their interview, again, as the markets are tanking, Hannity goes, hey, Newt, if you're very nice to me, I'm going to let you drive my new Tesla that I got. And Newt Gingrich is like, maybe you should have got a Cybertruck because it seems like Cybertrucks would suit you. Here, play this clip.
Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, if you're nice to me, I'll let you drive my new Tesla.
I'm with her. I think a Cybertruck would really have been you. You could have put Sean on the side of it.
And look at this, y'all. They are sitting there laughing in your face while the economy is tanking. Your pension is tanking because of their politic. And they're laughing in your face talking about buy a damn Elon Musk car. Again, if you allow yourself to be abused just a little bit, they will keep on abusing you. And that is exactly what they're doing. The economy has completely tanked, and they're laughing in your face, worried about Elon Musk's money. They're not worried about how much the cost of goods are. They're not worried about the American people, how they're going to survive it. They're literally laughing in your face. This is disgusting.
Oh, is that what I should put? So that what then I become the target. Thank you very much.
You see that? You see the victim.
NASCAR.
You see the victimizing. Now I become the target. Thanks very much. Like they haven't done anything. Like they're not part of the problem. Like they're not elitists themselves. Like they're not basically supporting fascism themselves. But they're the victims. They're not asking for anybody to get a fair wage for a fair day's work. They're not asking for anybody to get fair housing for a fair day's work. They're not asking anybody to get equal access to medical care for a fair day's work. They're not asking for, in fact, they're against those things. And while you're going to get thrown out on the street, your grandmothers, your mothers, your fathers, while your children's future are getting robbed, they're laughing in your face. While your security is at more risk than it ever has been, they are laughing in your face. And if there's a problem inside of the United States with security, these people should be the first ones to have that problem because they're laughing about it.
Oh, yeah. But all right. So
what? And then Larry Trump comes back on. And then Larry Trump says, you know what? You need to buy Trump stuff. I know the markets are tanking. Yes, but the Trump brand never been hotter. Have y'all heard Apprentice seasons 1 through 7 just picked up on Amazon Prime? Did you hear about the deal that Donald made? That's a true story. Donald made a deal with Jeff Bezos, who picked up Apprentice seasons 1 through 7. Who knows how much Bezos paid him for that? Probably tens of millions of dollars. Here's what Larry Trump has to say. Let's play it.
And you know what's happened with Donald Trump is it's never been hotter to get your hands on anything Trump. All the Trump properties are doing fantastically. You know, Trump shoes, you can't get a pair of them even if you try.
And you're probably saying, Ben, is Hannity done on this episode talking about how great he thinks Elon is and how...
Yeah, why are they talking about how great Elon is doing when no one else is feeling it? When the economy is tanking right in your face. Canada is literally cutting the electricity. People are paying $400 more a month for electricity. And these people are talking about how great Elon Musk is doing, and he's not doing great.
Sad we should all feel that Elon stock is tanking as Elon takes away people's Medicaid, attacks people's Social Security, gains access to our private documents, destroys the lives of veterans, goes after 9/11 first responders, destroys our national parks, destroys the NIH and CDC, as measles spread throughout the country, as planes seem to be crashing everywhere. We need to feel bad for poor Elon. That's what they're telling us here. Watch this.
Elon Musk is leading Doge, you know, and he's losing money in the process. He's not doing this to make money. He's losing it. And you could see now, you know, all these attacks have led to the demonization of him, and it's hurting his business. And, you know, his important work for the Trump administration is bad for business.
So
and
what they're going to do? What they're going to do? Give him a billionaire welfare check? Is that what this is about? I mean, but again, they're worried about the richest man in the world. They're not worried about all the people getting thrown out of their jobs, all the people being thrown out on the street, all the people that's getting their Medicare cut. I mean, they're not worried about that. They're not worried about all the people. I mean, these people are just sick. They are sick. They are sick.
So stock is down. His companies and products under constant attack, all because he is daring to expose waste, fraud, abuse.
But don't they attack the people constantly? Doesn't Fox News attack people constantly? Don't they attack American citizens constantly? Don't they attack taxpayers constantly? Aren't they always threatening to take something away from the everyday taxpayer constantly? Isn't that what they're doing? And he's sitting there worried about it. It is ridiculous. Now it's like they're attacking Elon Musk
and auditing the federal government.
Right. So that was what went down on Hannity. Then before Hannity, you had Jesse Waters. Same theme, right? They get their talking points. And their talking points last night was Elon is sad. You need to be nice to Elon, okay, everybody? Today is Elon Appreciation Day. As Elon destroys tens of millions or hundreds of millions of Americans' people's lives, let's bring on Alina Habba. And Alina Habba will say, this is an incredible man, Elon. He's the most incredible. He's
stay fully focused for 8 hours straight.
Garbage. I just don't understand it. This is ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. It's really too much.
This is how you get the best out of it.
He's running the show. He's the best. Here, play this clip.
There's just so much to go into. I don't even know where to start. But who would you want running your country, Jesse? You want to get advice from Stacey Abrams and Joe Biden, who evidently signed everything with an auto signature, didn't even know what he was signing? Or do you want Elon Musk to have the commander-in-chief, and there's only one, President Donald Trump, cut, waste, and make us money? The man is a self-made billionaire. He ran an amazing company. He will run this country that way.
He's not a self-made billionaire. He inherited the money from his family in a He inherited apartheid money. There can be no worse way to get any money through the oppression of indigenous people.
So, I mean, look, the proof is in the pudding right there.
One of the things that I find funny, I guess it's my own gallows humor though, is where Laura Ingraham, one of the chief propagandists for Trump at Fox, where she struggles and she tries to like teach Trump because she knows he's watching like he's like a little baby. And so here she is with Maria Bartiromo, and they're trying to like teach Trump. They're like, we really don't understand like what's this Canada and Mexico thing about these tariffs? Like, I don't really get it. I don't really get it. Here, watch this.
Yeah, and Maria, I think again that everyone knows I'm very pro tariff. Okay, I loved how he rolled out the China tariffs in the first term, but remember it was handled a little bit differently because they did that 302 study, not to get too wonky, and they really presented a compendium of evidence as to why China needed to be brought to heel. Anti-dumping provisions. I mean, they laid it out in excruciating but very compelling detail. So it really made a lot of sense. I think with the fentanyl tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and then China gets 10%, then we're doing a summit with China. I think that people can't like process that. And I still have not heard a very clear explanation for why, as a fentanyl matter, that makes sense.
All right, let me just tell my viewers something here. I want you guys to see this. This is very, very serious. Is this able to get smaller? Here we go. This is very, very serious. But look, listen. For the listeners, European stocks steady after U.S. markets. After they plunge. And why are European markets steady? Because Europeans are free to adjust, to maneuver. American citizens are being held hostage right now by a hostile government, a government that is hostile towards them, a government that wants to, isn't saying it, but obviously is leading towards breaking its own people's backs for Elon Musk. That's what it looks like. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying if you just follow, Trump tells you it's going to be some pain. Yes, he's doing that on purpose. He's telling you you are going to experience pain on purpose. But the Europeans aren't saying that to their citizens. They're saying, whoa, 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 this dude's a lunatic. We need to maneuver around him with Canada. Yes, the EU and Canada and Mexico, they are a force on the Atlantic. They have a lot of trade power, and people are willing to trade with them. Why? Because they have a lot of things they can trade in return. Technology, for example. You see? So I don't understand this. American people, you really got to get it together. Thank you, European. In fact, my stocks that are in my U.S. stocks, they are taking a hit. Although I'm mostly largely invested in new energy and metals that promote new energy, things that like lithium and stuff like that, right? But then I have some European stocks. But now I'm switching. I'm holding my U.S. stocks because I got in low anyway. I'm waiting. My thing is long term. My thing is after this regime, when we get a sensible U.S. president, right? Like Biden was. If we can get somebody like Kamala Harris who's business focused in reality, not just rhetoric, not just saying it, but actually does it, like the infrastructure plans that companies like Ford need to be rolled out, right? For new energy, so you can balance the energy so you can get cheaper energy, right? Because if you only going to use gas ain't going to get cheaper. There's no one also doing my investments in the European market, you know, you see, and I'm just letting them invest the money. You see what I'm saying? Because Europe is maneuvering around the US. Canada is maneuvering around the US. Mexico is maneuvering around the US. Every other country is maneuvering around the US. The US has isolated itself. And when you isolate yourself, the people that get hurt the most are the people inside the US. You will experience the most harm from Donald Trump and Elon Musk. The American citizen is the likely bullseye target. It looks like they want to weaken the American people's pockets so they cannot fight back. Because look at what's also being unleashed. Right-wing extremist groups? What a coincidence. What do they want? Do they want to give everybody flowers and roses? Or do they want to scare and terrorize people? Get rid of Donald Trump. This man is a convicted felon in the 30 times over, almost 40 times over. This man is an adjudicated rapist. This man has been said to have raped young girls. He's been alleged to minors. This man has been alleged to be Jeffrey Epstein was alleged to be Donald Trump's best friend. This is who your president is. He's in bed with Putin, or Putin is his best friend. This man admires Putin. He feels like Putin is strong. Yes, he does. I mean, American citizens, what you gonna do? No. Sorry, let me stop that. Let's go back here. The sell-off in global shares eased in Europe on Tuesday, following a sharp fall in the U.S. stocks that came as investors raised concerns about the negative economic impact of President Donald Trump's tariffs. It followed the president saying in a TV interview that the world's biggest economy was in a period of transition. When asked about suggestions of a potential recession, that's what he said. Since those remarks were broadcasted on Sunday, top Trump officials and advisors have sought to calm investors' fears. How do you calm people's fears when you're attacking your neighbors, your main trade allies? Duh. What are people supposed to be calm about? Watch the stock market crash and then you tell them be calm about that. That won't affect you. You'll survive. The U.S. S&P 500 share index fell nearly 3% on Monday, but in Europe, most of the major markets opened with little change. And I have seen this myself. Windmills still making money. What is it? There's a few other things. Even the companies, the American companies that are operating in the U.S. Or that share that are transnational, those are doing better. The ones that are operating in Europe, they're doing better than the ones that are just operating out of the U.S. The American companies that are operating in the EU, because they're multinational companies, they're doing a lot better. But the ones that are located and based in the U.S. primarily are doing really, really bad. In a Fox News interview broadcasted weekend but recorded on Thursday, Trump appeared to acknowledge concerns about the economy. I hate to predict things like that, blah, blah, blah. But y'all heard this. But in any case, the bottom line is the markets in the US looks horrible. It just looks horrible. Here, can we see this? What does it look like? Market of down, down. Okay, the comp is holding a little bit. Maybe, oh my goodness, man. Let me see here. Let me go back a bit. Let me see here. What else is there to look at? Is it Yahoo Finance? Yeah, let's look at Yahoo Finance here. See what they have on it real quick. Yeah, so you see that over here to the right. S&P, man. The S&P, the S&P took a hit. The Dow took a hit. Is it opening up? The S&P and the Dow? Is it showing up here? Let me see if I can do this one. Yeah, let's go. The S&P down 22. This 5 days. Look at this. I mean, it was already in the red, and it's just continuing to tank. It's continuing. I don't know what to say to people, but I do know what to say. Get Trump out of there. By the way, for the people that are in Copenhagen, on March 21st, there's a demonstration in front of the United States Embassy in Copenhagen. That's March 21st. It's going to be at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's in Danish, that's klokken 15 to klokken 19. Okay? People that are in Sweden, people that are in Copenhagen, people that are just in the area, if you're in South Sweden, come on over across the bridge and show your support. People that are affected by the situation in Ukraine, come and show your support. Americans that are pissed off at Donald Trump, come and show your support. And people that are pissed off about Putin interfering and Musk interfering in our elections to even support Donald Trump, come and show your support. We're going to have a little bit of music, and we're going to have some speeches. Anybody that respects and is willing to fight to uphold democracy, freedom of speech, and is against authoritarian regimes, right? Against fascism, you are welcome to attend. The more the merrier. And we're going to talk about a few interesting things that have come up in the mix. We're going to talk about Greenland. We're going to talk about the U.S. Virgin Islands. I mean, by the way, Donald Trump, hey, you could do the U.S. Virgin Islands a favor and urge Congress to give them a vote on the Senate floor and the Congress floor. You could urge them. You could urge Congress to do that so they can experience what it's like to have a voice in the democracy, a full voice, a voice that the other American citizens have. I mean, not all have it. DC doesn't have it. You could also help that. You could urge that if you want it, But let's go back now to the Midas touch. Let's see here what's been going on.
Told you that was a good moment. Then they have on, though, MAGA Republican Congress member Hudson, who runs the Republican Congressional Campaign Committee. He's the one who kind of organizes those town halls for the Republican candidates who have base and the Republican Congress members who are no longer doing their town halls because their constituents, Republicans, independents, and Democrats, but we're talking about in ruby red areas where these MAGA Republicans are not doing town halls because their people are pissed that they've destroyed the federal government. They've taken away their Medicaid. They're firing, 10,000 people from the Social Security Administration, shutting down Social Security Administration offices, cutting 60, 70,000 people from the VA, firing all of these veterans, dismantling the government. So this is what the MAGA talking point was yesterday and now today. It's that Democrats are a threat to democracy. Democrats are there and they're somehow threatening democracy at town halls.
Yeah, this is the gaslighting, So they adopt Democrat talking points. Well, they're really not talking points. The election was tampered. It's supported by data now. We're not actually trying to rip people's faces off of walls inside of the U.S. government or in military institutions because of their color or because of their gender. We're not doing that. That's not what Democrats are doing. Democrats are upholding the values of democracy, freedom of speech. Okay. Even if we have Palestinian students that are upset, we're not kicking them out of the country because they have an opinion. We're asking them to sit down and dialogue so we can get to a consensus about all the dynamics surrounding it, these issues. Also, and others. We're not trying to divide people and then exploit them. You see, that's not what the Democratic Party is doing. That's the MAGA Republican Party doing that.
Play this clip.
Welcome, Mr. Chairman. We've seen a lot of dangerous threats against Republicans in particular over the course of the last couple of years. And now Democrats are treating these raucous town halls and making fun of the fact that you're trying to keep members safe. What is your response to them?
Yeah, Donald Trump, MAGA, they've told their congressional members and their Senate members to not do town halls in their hometowns. That's what this is about, because their own constituency are fed up.
Well, Katie, great to be with you. What I told my colleagues last week was that now more than ever, we need to be in our communities communicating with our constituents. President Trump is moving so fast, keeping his promises. We're about to pass a reconciliation package that's going to bring real change to America. So we need to be talking to our constituents.
All they can do is pass a reconciliation package. Listen, that is so ridiculous. You mean they can't actually write their own budget proposal? All they can do is keep the old one and just take a few things out? That's ridiculous. The old one was written by who? Democrats. The language in it, you see, so they're not actually getting anything done here. They're not doing any work. They're talking about we're about to pass a reconciliation budget. Yeah, that's the least. That is the least that a majority party could do. But a majority party could actually write something themselves, a whole new package. But they don't want to spend any time on that, y'all. They're not doing it. I mean, I'm telling you, it is ridiculous.
Constituents about it. We need to be answering their questions. We need to be very visible. Unfortunately, the Democrats are paying people to hijack these in-person town hall meetings. They're a threat to democracy, to borrow a phrase, because they're blocking that communication we want to have with our constituents. So what I encourage my colleagues to do is use technology.
We're blocking. You hear that? So in other words, this is an excuse. They're telling Republicans, don't show up in person in your own goddamn town where you live, where people voted for you. Just stay on the internet. Don't go nowhere near those people. Stay far away. Stay far away while Elon Musk guts your Social Security, while Elon Musk guts your pension, while Trump guts your pension, while Trump is, doing all types of executive orders that are actually deemed illegal by the courts, but it's causing chaos. The one thing he could do is these tariffs, and it is going to decimate your pockets. You will experience extreme hardship in the grocery store. Prices will skyrocket. The price of gas, you will not be able to afford. You can't afford eggs right now, let alone anything else. I mean, United States citizens are in trouble. Your lives are at risk. You are enemy number one of the regime right now, of the Trump administration. It's the American taxpayers that are the enemy to Trump.
Technology to reach your constituents, things like telephone town halls, Facebook Live, go visit businesses, visit schools, visit communities where you can have these kinds of dialogue without these paid protesters coming in and disrupting.
So as part of Elon Musk Appreciation Day or whatever the hell was happening yesterday too, they actually had Elon Musk on with Larry Kudlow. Larry Kudlow is part of the Trump Fox revolving door, work in the Trump administration, then you get a job on Fox, have a job on Fox, become Secretary of Defense in the Trump administration. Family member of Donald Trump, like Lara Trump, get a job on Fox. That's the revolving door. And then the Trump administration, or I should say the Trump regime, then buys what, $50 million, $100 million worth of ads in English on Fox so that Kristi Noem can do her like cosplay dress up outfits. And they can give that money to Fox for positive coverage. It seems, at least in my opinion, that that's what they're doing. And then they say, hey, migrants, go back home, go back home. And that's part of their $100 million ad campaign. As they're cutting the jobs of veterans, they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on that on Fox. Anyway, Larry Kudlow, I digress. Larry Kudlow interviewed Elon Musk. That's the point. And Elon Musk blamed the fact that formerly Twitter was hacked on the Ukrainians. It's the Ukraine.
Oh, right. X was hacked. Well, hey, I mean, Elon Musk is alleged to have hacked the voter system in the United States. Yes, that is true. Elon Musk is alleged to have hacked the Treasury Department. Yes, that is true. And Donald Trump acted like he don't even care about that. Just get into it. Do whatever you got to do. Elon Musk brought literally into the Treasury Department hackers to hack the system. And now they're complaining about this. No, what these people did was issue an all-out declaration of war. That's what they did. This is what they have been doing against the American people and all of its allies. That is what seems to be going on. I mean, I don't know. Don't take my view of it. It just seems like that to me. I don't know. I'm just saying that's the only logical conclusion I can see, because if they liked you, it seems like they'd be treating you a whole lot better.
Ukrainians' fault. Here's what Larry Kudlow has to say.
Larry, really quickly, X was, I guess, the cyber attack on X, Elon Musk's property. Talk about that, where it's coming from.
Yes, Elon was very clear. I asked him about that. I asked him if it was a foreign source. He was very clear. He said Ukraine. He said Ukraine without any question.
Wow. Well, that's interesting too. Larry cut.
And here's Elon Musk saying, Larry Kudlow, so you can hear for yourself. So Elon Musk's been repeatedly, though, what he called Senator Kelly from Arizona a traitor, because Senator Kelly visited Ukraine and said that people need to help Ukraine. Also, Elon Musk said America needs to withdraw from NATO. And he's, constantly, he attacked the foreign minister of Poland. And notice the language that Musk uses here. He goes, I think the hack happened. We're not really sure, but I think the hack happened around the Ukraine area, around the area. Where? In Russia? Around the Ukraine area? Are you saying that in Russia they did it? I mean, I think it was a pro-Palestinian Russian group that did it, or a group that was, that identified as such on social media. But they have no clue who did this. But they're blaming it on Ukrainians. Here, play this clip.
Position, what are you doing in the government? There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced. Yes. It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we don't. Again, this is a social media outlet owned by Elon Musk. What the hell does this have to do with anything? What does it have to do with anything? And guess what? It's not the only. I mean, this man, Elon Musk, we have to remember, and these people, this guy sitting next to him, Elon Musk supports it and basically got elected, helped Trump get elected. And Trump is the very person who asked Russia basically to hack the Democratic Party's emails. Yes. That's what they did. He didn't say it in exact words, but yeah, how would you get them? I mean, listen, I don't understand why Donald Trump is against his own security advisors apparatus in the United States. They've already said that Russia and China have been hacking the U.S. government the entire time. What is this? But yet their main concern is a social media outlet owned by who? Elon Musk is not an elected official. He's just a businessman. But why is only his business top priority? What about the American people? He's the richest man on earth. Why do they care? Why do they care? This is it. Let me just get out of here. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what this looks like to me. And this is not good at all. This is horrible. But to me, this makes perfect sense. And I just need to pull it up. It's some words from some neo-Nazis in the US and how they perceive themselves versus other people. And this is what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to get neo-Nazis who are anti-democracy, pro-Putin, right? Listen to this. They've been trying to get these people to stand up and use disinformation to get them to create problems in Western countries so that Putin has a leg into the society to be able to spread more disinformation. So let's
promote a
go
fight.
ahead.
They
Now,
wanted
listen
to
this.
get people to respond, make them angry, make them attack them.
Look at this. I think it's right here.
They're very clever, though. They wrap themselves in patriotism, Patriot Front.
So that's a way for Patriot Front to appeal to the larger conservative movement.
We are Americans. We are not white Americans because there are no other kind of Americans than those who are white and from Europe.
At age 20.
You see that thing right there. See, they don't recognize any other problem except for quote unquote who they describe themselves as being and being male. They want to own women's bodies and they want to own anyone else. They don't want anyone else having rights. So what Fox News is projecting is exactly the same thing here. The stock market could crash. The majority of Americans could be hurt. That's not their problem. They're not even shedding a tear over it. They're telling you, hey, bear with us and be patient while you go through your pain. And then they're at the same time just emphatic about being worried about Elon Musk. Elon Musk has been kicked out of every other country for meddling in the same types of things. This man hacked the treasury. Yeah. Anyway, folks, that's it's so much to talk about in these times. The news is moving so fast. And I just hope everybody's doing well in the US. I'm encouraging people to stand up for your rights. Don't sit back, don't wait, because in my view, this does not look like it's leading towards something favorable for average Americans. In fact, it looks like the exact opposite. So I would encourage Americans to not sit around and wait because nobody else is waiting. Everybody else is outmaneuvering you. Everyone else is making new trade deals. And the people that are isolated are the American business people through Donald Trump and the American citizens through Donald Trump, Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, and his administration. And if you don't get rid of them, you won't have a life. You may not have another 4 years. There may not be another election, just like Trump basically promised. So I don't know what to say. I'm glad I don't live in the U.S. I'm an American citizen, born and raised in Washington, D.C. My family is from the colonial period in the U.S., but my children are outside of the U.S. They're here in Denmark, and I respect the Danish model, the Nordic model of everybody chip in and everybody gets something back. I respect that. People don't always agree on all issues here, but at the same time, you're not being persecuted for them. And, generally speaking, workers' rights are respected here, very much so in the Nordic model. Human rights are respected here, very much so. Now, there's always work to be done, and but dialogue is part of it, and also respecting, understanding the principles of democracy and the principles of human rights and the principles of speech, freedom of speech, valuing it gives you an opportunity to continue the conversation. But I'm not going to pretend like my battle is more urgent than someone else's, and therefore none of these other things matter. Democracy doesn't matter. Human rights don't matter. A fair wage at work, workers' rights doesn't matter because I just need to get my point across right now. No, I don't operate that way. I try to meet people where they are, in the middle. And I try to remind people in Denmark, young people, maybe some people, or not young people, but some people that I meet that may not be happy that, hey, listen, pay attention to what's going on in the U.S. because we don't respect education. We don't respect fair housing. We don't respect access to health care. As Americans, we don't. Our government doesn't. And I'm not saying we don't have parties that try. The Democratic Party tries, but we have a lot of ignorant Americans that vote against their own best interest. And you're seeing that right now. To not want everyone to have access to health care is suicidal when a pandemic hits. When disease hits your neighbor, that's suicidal. If your neighbor can't get checked, your neighbor's going to play with your kids. Your neighbor's kids going to play with your kids. I mean, do you want people to have freedom to be able to walk down the street freely, or do you want people sick and isolated and everybody scared to go out and say hello to each other? I mean, it's a choice. And in societies where everyone has access to health care, in societies where everyone has access to education, people tend to be willing to talk a little better to each other. That's all I'm saying. That's my reminder to folks. Again, Americans, you let me know what you got going on. Let me know how you feel about the dynamics. And please, and the other thing is, big up to Bernie Sanders for going across the country. There are huge rallies. Legacy media is not showing them. So, legacy media has not been showing them. Actually, I planned on showing some of those the other day, the ones people have been sending me. I didn't have time. I had some crazy work hours this last week. But in any case, I appreciate everybody. I'm out, and I will catch up to you later. All right. Good yourselves. Thomas Rousseau
is next door. The Walsh Hate Group that our investigation discovered is expanding its presence right here in Tennessee. Good evening to you. I'm Carrie Sharp. That group, the so-called Patriot Front, is probably best known for plastering our communities with their hate-filled posters and graffiti.